So what's cooking today? Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Come with me. I'll show you the way. It's inexpensive. It's delicious. And it's what you really want for supper, isn't it? Okay, this is a really easy home hack. You just cook it and it's waiting for you to eat. Come with me and I will show you the way. Cheers. This is a great life hack. If you're alone, single, or if you have a family, this is chicken thighs. On the bone, skin on. I get this for $1.29 a pound at my local supermarket. And this 10 pieces it costs $7.38. I have a mixing bowl, and I have, hello. And I have my large baking pan. This is a silicone pad, and it saves me usage of tin foil all the time. It's reusable, and you cook cookies on it and everything. It's pretty a multi-use tool. I got spices, garlic, cumin, chili powder, coriander, black pepper, kosher salt, and roasted garlic oil. We're gonna mix this all together in the mixing bowl, let it hang out for a little while. Then we're just gonna pan it up, and then we're gonna put it in the oven and cook it until it's done. And then we're gonna let it rest. And then you can heat it up whenever you're hungry. And dinner is literally minutes away now. Come with me, I'll show you the way. Why do I make these videos? To share this knowledge with you, such as this. Raw chicken is perhaps one of the most contaminating things on the planet, and that's why we have kitchen safety standards. So what you want to do is safely remove the raw chicken with one hand and drop it into your mixing bowl. While you're doing that, just pull the skin away from the bottom of the meat. You're gonna want to expose this so we get seasoning and oil on it, because crispy skin is my goal of this. It's the best part of eating these chicken thighs is the crispy skin. So yeah, safely take all the pieces, place them in your mixing bowl, and then throw the original wrapping away right into the garbage. Then wash your hands with the antibacterial soap, dry them, and before you start handling the salt and the other spices. And then we'll get back to it. So see, I got one clean hand, I got one dirty hand. Now I'm gonna shut off the video with my clean hand. I'll be right back after I wash my hands. So I've washed my hands and I've dirtied them again and I've washed them again. Washing your hands is probably the best and safest thing to do while you're preparing food. Raw chicken is notoriously bad as a contaminant, and you want to wash with hot water and an antibacterial dish soap as well. So basically it's like a quick marinade. I got roasted garlic oil in here and all the spices I mentioned. You can use any spice you want. This is your supper. It's your flavors. It's what you like. These are just the flavors I like. So I'm gonna let this chicken hang out for a little while in the flavors. Then we're gonna put them on a pan. We're gonna roast them off, and then we're gonna let them cool. The secret though is to get the skin cooked enough that it gets crispy when we fire it off for supper later. For me, chicken thighs is probably my favorite part of the chicken to cook. I love a crispy skin. I don't mind the bone. You're just gonna pay more for the trimmed skin and the boneless, and you can save yourself literally dollars if that's what you're into. Over lockdown, I needed to save some money too. Got really wicked frugal, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with chicken thighs either. You need to cook them until they reach an internal temperature of 165 degrees Fahrenheit. You do this with a probe thermometer, and you check the deepest part of the chicken, not all the way through. You want to go to like the meatiest center point. On a chicken thigh, that's going to be at the ball socket joint of its hip, and where the meat is. Because of the bone, it's going to take a little longer to cook than a boneless piece, because the bone has to get up to 165 degrees and for it to be safely consumed. Never, ever, ever eat undercooked chicken. This is, how we keep alive. Here's a little hack for you too. I've saved all my Chinese takeaway containers, and they become great reusable modular Tupperwares, right? That's what they are. So save them. But if you're gonna do that, clean them often. Hot water, the antibacterial dish soap, and just give them a rinse every couple of weeks. Why? Because you use them all the time like I do. I got bacon, I've got chicken, I've got ribs, I've got shredded pork, I've got greasy things, and trust me, there's gonna be a little residue left. And so it's just good once in a while, clean them all with hot soapy water, because last thing you want to do is get sick. Alrighty, we've got chicken in the bowl, flavoring, just hanging out. We've got a pan with deeper edges. See that? Why? Because chicken is juicy, and it's gonna get juicy in there, and we want to keep those juices in the pan and not in the bottom of our hot oven, therefore creating smoke. We don't want that. We actually want to keep the juice. We can make gravy out of that. That's a hack. And I have panned up my chicken. Pan up is an expression we use in the kitchens to say, put the product on a pan and let's await it putting in the oven. Pan it up. I've panned up the chicken, skin side up, and on purpose pulling the skin taut and properly, pulling them into place so I can correctly cook the chicken evenly. My goal is crispy skin, and in order to get that, don't bunch the skin up. You want to expose that skin to as much of the heat as possible. I have a 400 degree oven, and I'm going to cook it at 20 minutes, and then I'm going to rotate the pan 180 degrees and go for perhaps another 20 minutes, where I'll then check the internal temperature. Okie dokie, it was 20 minutes, and then I turn the pan, and it's another 15. Let's check the internal temperature of the biggest piece, right at the shoulder. Yep, it's under 2. Wow, this is gonna be juicy chicken and crispy skin too. Can you hear that? That's crispy skin. That's what you want for supper. And that's about it for winter chicken dinner. Crispy skin chicken thighs. What I do is I cook off a mess of them. I then allow them to cool, and then when it's supper time, I heat them up, I sauce them, and throw them under my broiler, and I get crispy chicken skin every time. And it's okay to eat. It's just fat if you're watching what you eat elsewhere. Chicken is also 2 calories per gram. So what I do is I'll take 2 equal pieces, or a big piece and a little piece, and that'll be my portion. I weigh them out, and then when I'm done with the chicken, I weigh the bones and subtract that times 2, and that's how many calories I just ate. And it's how I kept track of all the calories I lost and burned. And you got to keep track of what's going in. And there's the sauce, and that's about it. So thank you so much for tuning in, and cheers. Namaste.